Now, if we were sitting in a cafe and you asked me, well, what does this whole Christianity thing mean? What does it mean to stay in love with God? Here's a picture that I would draw to help you understand it. So you take out your Sharpie and your paper that you obviously have at the cafe, and you draw a circle here, and you think about this world. This world is really messed up. In fact, you don't have to be a Christian or any particular religion or faith to agree with this. I look at my friends who are atheists, and they agree, yeah, the world is not the way that it should be. In fact, it's messed up right down in between the most important and intimate relationships in our lives. You see war, you see poverty, you see divorce and abuse, you see discrimination and prejudice. And we all have this inner sense that the world is not the way that it should be. And what's interesting about that is the idea that, well, where do we get this idea that the world should be something else, should be better? Well, Christians believe that the answer to that is that we have this idea that the world should be better because God created the world for good. It's built in to who we are, that God created the world and intended it for good. So how did we get from this place to this place? Well, it's because we focused inward on ourselves. We looked out for number one, for ourselves rather than others. And what ended up happening is that we damaged the world for evil. Now, the good news is that God, who created and intended the world for good, did not leave us in this broken world without resources and hope. God came into this broken world, did not stay in heaven away from it, but entered into it in the person of Jesus to create a community inside of this world that was designed to heal. Now, this is where a lot of presentations of what Christianity is about stop. It would be nice to stay in this little bubble of our good friends who are all trying to grow and heal together. But that's not where God leaves us. You see, inside of this broken world, this community that exists to be sent out, to reverse those arrows from inward to outward. We are sent together to do good, to get out of this little bubble. Now, here's a question I think my friends who are non-believers would ask. They're like, I get this part, and I get this part, but why do we need this part? Why do we need God to come into the world? Why do we need Jesus? Well, the reason is that if we try to do this on our own power, with our own resources, we're really just back to here. We're just doing it with ourselves. And that's what got us in the problem in the first place. There's a big gap between these two places that we can't get over ourselves. And God entered into the world and gave us the resources so that we can do this. Now, really, in a lot of ways, God is at work in every person of goodwill who is trying to be part of the solution rather than the problem. But when we say connecting with God, this is what we mean. And we enter into this world when we ask Jesus to forgive us and to lead us. And this is the way that we lead. This is the way we forgive.